Hello everyone, welcome back to yoga. We're just getting started here at the Senior Center. We have Jerry and Paula and Connie and Anna, Evelyn and Carrie with us today. So today's our Friday for yoga. So happy Wednesday then, happy Wednesday. And we're gonna go ahead and get started here. We are gonna move into alignment and breath today. So let's find our seat. I'm gonna scoot just a little bit back. You want hip width distance apart for your knees. Knees are stacking right above your ankles. Toes are pointing forward here. And you can just bring palms here right to the tops of the legs, feeling nice and grounded. Soften or shut the eyes and start to lengthen through the crown. This is towards the back and on top of the head. And that might drop the chin just a little bit so that you feel the length in the neck. Let's go ahead and squeeze shoulders all the way up to the ears for a moment on an inhale. And exhale, release those shoulders. Feel the heart gently lift. Feel the rib cage edges pull in towards your navel. Hip points also pulling in towards the navel. Let's go ahead and take it to palms facing up now with thumb and index finger connected. And we're going to come back to closing or softening our eyes. Let's go ahead and move into the breath. Try to bring the breath in and out of the nose. And let's move into our one-pointed resolve. You're just repeating this in the mind with the breath and within your body. I anchor into my breath, creating calmness and peace. I anchor into my breath, creating calmness and peace. I anchor into my breath, creating calmness and peace. And just noticing the breath, anchoring into that breath, but noticing that it moves beyond your lungs. It moves all the way down to the pubis region and expands out 360 degrees, all sides. And as you exhale, you're drawing back in towards the navel space, navel to spine. Let's go ahead and find 2 more breaths like this. Go ahead and blink the eyes open. Hopefully you're with me on that one and really feeling especially into our back and side body. That is usually a little more difficult for us to feel into as we're used to our abs rising and falling possibly, but maybe not so much expanding on the sides and in the back. Let's go ahead and find this nice grounded position here with the feet. Inhale, bring the arms up and over. And exhale, just release them. Just relaxing the arms. We're going to do this a couple more times. Inhale. As you reach, let's draw the navel in and try and reach to the sides of the body. Even the shoulders lift up. And exhale, release. You might tighten the glutes. You might even press down into the soles of the feet. So start to bring that tension through the low part of the body, pressing down as you reach up, bringing that other tension upwards. Let's go ahead and exhale our dynamic tension, moving opposite directions. Inhale, let's take it up. And exhale, we're gonna find a twist warrior 2 arms today. So just extend through the arms, palms facing down. Inhale, let's take it back up. And we're gonna exhale the opposite way. Inhale, reaching up. Let's move again into that warrior 2 position. Inhale, take it up. And exhale. Inhale, reaching up. We're going to come into our forward fold now. So exhale, you're melting over the lap. If this is super uncomfortable, you can always bring hands to knees And bring those elbows in and lengthen the back, and then maybe relax the head and relax the chin so that you feel the length in the neck. All of us, whether we're rounded over or not, go ahead and bring it all the way up, wide arms, flat back, reaching up, and exhale, palms together, hands to heart. Now let's press our palms together and activate our arms, our shoulders. As we do, let's see if we can press to one side, elbows moving to that side. We're still pressing those palms together and activating those arms, but let's take our head now over that shoulder. Let's find 2 more breaths. And hopefully you still have that activation as we exhale to center here. Again, let's press those palms really hard together. And then start to take it over to the opposite side, elbows pulling to that other side. And then you're going to take your head, your gaze over that opposite side of shoulder, coming into 3 deep breaths. And gently come back to neutral. You might have had that shaky breath. Let's soften those elbows. Go ahead and interlace the fingers. We're going to bring the fist package forward. Let's hollow out the abs around the spine like we would in a cat. So pulling back, simultaneously pulling forward with the fist package. Let's go ahead and inhale and just lengthen all the way up and over. See how far maybe we can draw that fist package back. And exhale, you're going to come back to that concave rounded, scooping out the stomach here. And let's inhale, lengthen as much as we can and draw those shoulders and hand package back. Exhale, coming back to that cat-like posture, scooping and rounding. Inhale, let's take it up, over. And exhale, release. Let's release all the way to the knees. I'm already forward here towards the front part of my chair. We're just moving into cat-cow. So get nice and stable here, hanging onto knees. As we exhale, we're moving into that cat-like posture. So moving into cat, navel to spine, chin into chest. And then we want to come into extension for the spine. So we're trying to bring that spine forward with the abs, with the chest, and we're taking those shoulders and elbows and pulling back as maybe we lift through the chin as well. Let's go ahead and take it back to our cat posture, flexion, navel to spine, and inhale into our extension here. And let's take it back another time. Finding this matching your breath with the inhale coming forward. And the exhale moving back. We're going to do 1 more cow. And 1 more cat. Inhale, let's take it up with the arms. And this time, plug those shoulders in, bring palms facing up, and just widen through the palms. Now, keep one leg stable. We're going to heel, toe, one leg out just as much as we can. Then check it to make sure knee-ankle alignment, so you're not moving the knee in. It's in alignment with your ankle, and toes are in alignment with your knee. Pause there. Let's go ahead and inhale, bring the arms all the way up. And exhale, bring the palms together, hands to heart. And let's heel, toe. Again, all the way back to center or back into hip alignment. Grounding that leg. Let's inhale, bring the arms up. Exhale, open up again, palms facing up, fingers spreading wide, kind of in a V shape. Pull the shoulder blades back down the back. So if you felt like you're squeezing up to your ears, draw those shoulder blades back and down, squeezing. Draw the navel in. And then from here, opposite leg is going to heel, toe, out to the side. And you're doing it as much as you can, but make sure you check that once the toes are extended. They're matching the knee, and you have knee ankle alignment. Let's take another breath here. This may be a good stretch for some of us on the hips and glutes. Let's go ahead and bring it up. And exhale. As we bring hands to heart, we're going to heel toe all the way back in. So take your time, bringing it back to center. Let's go ahead and interlace those fingers, and this time inhale up and over. Shrug the shoulders up to the ears and bring the chin down. Go ahead and inhale while the shoulders are shrugged up. You're going to bring the gaze upward just as high as you can. And let's exhale, release that all the way down. All right, for the next exercise, I'm going to bring my glutes all the way back to the end of the chair where I feel my glutes are tucked into the chair. Now, I still need to have that stability here in my feet, keeping that knee hip width distance apart. I'm going to grab a hold of my chair where I can. I'm going to tuck my thumbs underneath. We're going to hinge forward on an exhale. You're bringing the heart forward towards the lap, and on an inhale, you're lifting the glutes up off the stool or the chair that you have here, and you'll notice right away that your toes probably lift, that the heels are taking most of the weight, so the backs of the legs are engaged and your knees aren't surpassing the toes, though they might come right up to the tips. Let's go ahead and release back down, and we're going to inhale, just lengthen through the legs, through the heels, toes towards your nose, and let's exhale. So I'm still in that same position here. I'm going to plant my feet, pull myself forward with a flat back, and then lift my glutes. You're just lifting enough. You can always keep those hands there, just as long as you have length in the back. Feeling the legs engage here. One more breath. And let's exhale, soften, release. Again, inhale, this time pointing those toes. And let's go ahead and just circumduct those ankles by moving around in circles. And then moving the opposite direction as well. All right, let's go ahead and bring our feet down. We're gonna hinge forward again. Again, my arms are to the sides. I like to keep them there. It also allows me to feel comfortable and safe when I bring my glutes up, because then I know where my chair is when I sit back down. All right, let's take one more breath here. And exhale, soften, release. Again, extend through those heels. This time, let's take our arms out to T-pose. Now we're all the way back in our chair, so I have a lot of support here. Let's go ahead and open up to straddle and exhale back to the hip width distance apart. Inhale, open, straddle, and exhale, bring it back to hip width distance. Last one. And gently release. Let's flip our palms facing up. Inhale, reach it up. And exhale, palms together, hands to heart. I'm going to scoot a little bit forward here. And let's take it out to wide legs. All right, once we have wide legs, again, you're just going to check knee ankle alignment, knees pointing the same direction as your toes. You should be comfortable in your seat and feel very supported here. Let's go ahead and bring one hand down to the knee. Opposite hand's gonna come lengthening to the side. Let's go ahead and look to that hand and even draw back as much as we can. And then exhale, bring it forward, down, across the body to that inner knee or to that hand. Inhale, let's take it back up and out. And exhale, bring it back. Inhale, opening up and out. And exhale, bring it back and down. Inhale, we're going to take it out. And this time, bring the head to neutral. Let's take the hand, bring it behind the head, let the elbow open. And this time, while we have length in the body, we're just going to exhale and bring that elbow as far as we can, pointing to the side wall. And then inhale, you're gonna open back up to neutral, elbow out to the side. Exhale. Again, you're pulling that elbow to the side wall. Inhale, let's open back up. And exhale. Inhale, take it back open. Let's release down from there. Hand's gonna stay on that knee now. Let's take the opposite so it feels like we're making a diagonal cross with our body. As we bring that palm open, let's go ahead and swing back a little bit. Maybe we look to that hand if we can. And exhale, taking it all the way across the body, forward down to your hand or inner knee. Inhale, open. And exhale, coming across the body. Let's find one more time. And now coming to neutral as we open that side up. Bring the head to neutral, hinge that elbow, bring the hand behind the head, kind of cupping it there. Let that elbow open. Exhale to just a twist, pulling that elbow to the side wall. Inhale, opening back up. Exhale, twist. Inhale, open. And last one. Inhale, open. Go ahead and exhale, release that hand. We're gonna bring warrior two arms. As you bring warrior two arms, let's take one leg and just glide it out as much as we can. Now the chair is hindering some of that progress, that's okay. My knee's gonna stay soft, but my foot is completely planted. It's just more lengthened than my stabilized leg. So while we're in warrior two, let's look over the leg that is stabilized, bent knee. We're gonna look that direction for 2 more breaths. Let's go ahead and release the hands down as we follow the fingertips down. Chin comes into chest. Now take that same side hand while chin is into chest and just bring it to the crown of the head and gently add a little bit of pressure. Come back to the breath for 2 more times. Go ahead and gently release that hand. Continue with the chin down into the center of the chest. And then bring the gaze back to neutral. Let's go ahead and re-bend this leg, bringing it back into that alignment. Inhale, bring the arms up and over. Exhale, palms together, hands to heart. Inhale, let's take it up. Exhale, warrior two arms. Warrior two arms, palms face down. Let's heel toe, not heel toe, I'm using my toes actually more than anything to scooch my leg out. Again, the chair is stopping me from it totally extending, but that's just fine as I always want to keep my knees soft anyways. But the sole of the foot is all the way down. The stabilizing knee right here, we're gonna look to that side, try to relax the shoulders. And we're gonna come into a couple more deep breaths. As we start to relax here, we're gonna follow those fingertips down, all the way down. Chin comes down towards that armpit a little bit. Let's go ahead and take that same side hand and just bring it to the crown of our head and gently, a little bit of weight draws the chin closer. Allow the stretch in the back and the side of the neck for a couple more breaths. And as you exhale, let's go ahead and release that hand. You're going to keep the chin down. You're going to press across the chest till we come about center chest. And inhale back to neutral. As we do, let's go ahead and bring that leg back in. So we're going to be moving forward, I like to bring my hands on top of my knees. My elbows are going to be out to the side. I'm hinging forward with a nice flat back so that I can feel my low back. So let's take a moment to draw the navel in and maybe even press through these hands, through these arms, to feel that length, like we're trying to press away from our body. We're trying to elongate through the spine. And then kind of release that pressure a little bit that you're trying to elongate. Keep the length in the back, but we're just gonna pendulum to one knee, and you're just gonna pendulum to the opposite knee. So you might find yourself lower in the center, and as you start coming to the knees, you might rise up a little bit. Now, as you move through this process, little by little, you're moving into a bigger pendulum. So that swing, though it's slow, nice and controlled, might start to extend through the arms and looking to the side. And I'm going to continue to move through this process as I'm going to extend a little bit more every time I move. So now, as I move to the side, I'm going to add that twist and look over my shoulder, and then pendulum back through center. And of course, I'm going to add it to the other side where I'm going to twist and look over my shoulder. Let's go ahead and do this one more time on each side. If you want to wring out here, like wringing out a cloth or a towel. So you move through center, and again, you're wringing out, maybe looking over that shoulder. And let's move all the way back to center. And from center, we're going to use that arm strength and inhale, bring ourselves all the way back up. From there, let's go ahead and take hands to our seat. We're just going to keep that length though. So if it feels like we're crunching forward, lift through that heart space. Let those shoulders roll back. Let the hands come a little bit further back, maybe to bring that space between the shoulder blades a little bit tighter together as they roll back and down. If you start to feel the low back arching forward, draw the navel in to send the tailbone straight down. Now that you have the upper body posture here, let's go ahead and start to extend through our toes, through our legs, and really use all your muscles to extend. So tightening, pointing those toes, and then let's go ahead and move into dorsiflexion. So here now the toes are pointing towards me or towards my nose, and I'm really trying to press through those heels, elongating the backs of the legs as I press through. Let's go ahead and move back to pointed toes where we feel it more in our kneecap maybe, even though we feel it in the lower legs as we point and in the top of the foot. Let's go ahead and gently release that, releasing back down. All right, so we're just checking the alignment again, knee, ankles, knees to toes. We are going to move into our side eagle pose. Let's today bring one hand behind us, just maybe to the mid or low back there. And then one palm's going to face up. We're going to bring that forearm fairly close and just start to hinge over that side, letting that shoulder move to that side. Let's then try to press down into that forearm and see if we can't lengthen through the vertebrae all the way through the spine. And then maybe we glide that arm a little bit closer to our knee. And then we press down and pull towards us again where we feel the back align and lengthen. Let's see if we can bring the head over that top shoulder as we inhale. And as we exhale, just let the head slowly come back through that horizon. And maybe look down towards the ground now over the opposite shoulder. So again, you can rotate with me. You can keep the head stable. I'm going to bring my head up over that top shoulder, feeling my neck stretch here, but I'm taking it slow, not to injure myself. I'm keeping alignment in my neck space as I now look over the opposite shoulder. I'm going to do this one more time. So I'm slowly rotating the head, looking up and over. And then gently releasing as I'm going to look down. From there, let's press down into the arm. Inhale, slowly unwind and bring those arms all the way up. Let's exhale, interlace those fingers. We're going to plant that behind our head. Open up those shoulders, open up those elbows. feel the heart start to open. And right now we're just at neutral. So we're just opening those elbows as much as we can. Our abs are nice and tight. We have length in the back here. Our gaze is straight forward as we try to drop those shoulders now down the back and scapulas in towards the midline. Let's go ahead and find our tick-tock, basically. So moving into lateral flexion here, and then back to neutral and lateral flexion to the opposite side. Inhale, neutral. Maybe you find you can do a little more lateral flexion because the legs are wide and supporting you. Finding center again, all the way over to the other side. And bring it back to center. This time, let's go ahead and bring the hands just a little bit more closer to the crown of the head. Because we want to exhale, release chin into chest. Let those elbows move forward and down, really stretching the back of the neck. Let's inhale, open the arms, and this time lift our gaze where we're pressing into the backs of those, or into the palms of our hands. And exhale, chin into chest, elbows forward and down. Inhale, let's find that expansion. Really try to expand now through the chest and heart and lungs. Exhale, we're going to take it back down, chin into chest. And again, we're looking to really expand into the chest. So inhale, open. And exhale, you're just going to find neutral. You're going to release those arms all the way down. So the opposite arm now is going to come back behind us, maybe to the mid or low back. And the other hand, palm up. And right now we're starting fairly close to the body so that we can just find our alignment. We can start to find that hinging, lengthen through the back. Maybe we press into that leg and try to lengthen through our low back, making sure that we're stacking shoulders. And then you could glide that down the leg just a little bit more, that elbow and forearm, and then press down into it, into the leg, and pull towards yourself again as you lengthen through the back. So you'll really feel this lengthen through. Now, if you want to, you could just stay here in neutral as you find that little bit of tension as you lengthen through the back, or you can start to take the head up and over the shoulder. And then exhaling, you might start to look down over the opposite shoulder. I'm going to continue to move like this with my breath. As I inhale, I look over the top. And as I exhale, I bring it through neutral and look as far down as I can. We have one more time with a nice deep inhale. And your exhale, releasing, letting you look down. And from that downward looking position, you're just going to stay right there. But let's press into that arm as we lengthen ourselves up, unwind, and inhale, bring our arms all the way up. And exhale, palms together, hands to heart. Inhale, let's take it up. And exhale, bring it to the back of the chair if you have back of the chair available. If you do not have a back of the chair, maybe the bottom of your stool towards the back as far as you can. Let's heel toe while we have that. Heel toe to hip width distance apart. Best we can. You might be doing some wiggling with me here, side to side, as we find hip width distance apart. From there, let's exhale and pull the heart forward so you're engaging in those abs. Now you won't go very far, probably only an inch or two forward. Let the shoulders now start to squeeze back. So now you're taking the scapulas, shoulder blades, squeezing back, and then gently relax them. But we still feel the abs engaged. We still feel the heart moving forward. We're still hinged slightly forward. Let's go ahead and release that. Release the hands, arms, inhale. And exhale, palms together, hands to heart. Inhale, let's take it up and over. And exhale, release. All right, we're gonna come up and out of the chair if we can today. So you're moving up and out. We're gonna move to the back of the chair, or the sides. Actually, let's move to the side of the chair. So if you're at home and you have a wall beside you maybe, You're gonna just maybe use a hand there, a hand on the side of the chair. We wanna come into our tree pose today. We wanna have a little bit of balance. So we have lots of options. If you don't wanna use any balancing mechanisms and you're fine, then let's go ahead and bring one heel in towards the arch of your foot. I'm actually touching foot to foot, but one set toes, hips points forward, and the other one points out to the side. I'm gonna keep my hips forward facing. I'm gonna make sure both my knees are soft. I am fully grounded here. So I'm gonna bring my hands to heart. Now you're gonna have to keep that softness in the knees, but draw the navel in, point the tailbone down. That means you're tightening the glutes a little bit here while keeping that soft stabilizing knee. Now, if you would like to, as you find a Drishti point, a point of focus right at that horizon level, you can start to bring that heel up. If that's comfortable enough, maybe you bring that heel right above your ankle joint there so that it's just resting above the bone. And let's just stay low today. So we're really working on balance in our feet and our ankles today when we keep it low. So keep both knees soft. And when you're ready, as you have that Drishti point, you're just gonna slowly open those arms. And as you slowly open, you're gonna start to guide the palms and the fingertips wide and facing upward, stretching upward till you feel the upper part of the torso from the waist, from the navel up, pulling up to the heavens, while you also simultaneously feel that stability grounding beneath you from below the navel and all the way down into the feet. Let's find one more breath here. And exhale, slowly bring it back together, palms together, hands to heart, and then let's gently release that. As we walk, maybe we do still have that chair. Maybe we use the chair during that process. I just wanted to see if we can keep it low. So let's go ahead and move into a downward facing dog since we have that available, whether we have a wall or a chair. A downward facing dog, you're coming to that hip width distance apart here, and you're just walking it back while the hands are on that chair or on the wall so that you can align your spine. You're gonna lengthen the back, you're gonna bring the head so the ears line up with this upper bicep muscle. And then from there, soften those knees and pull back. So start to lift the toes, pull back through the glutes as if somebody is got a hold of your hips and pulling you back so that you feel the weight move into the heels. And then you'll feel the length in that low back really stretching and lengthening. Let's find one more breath. And go ahead and release those toes. Keep those knees soft. You're just gonna baby step, bring it back towards yourself as you walk back. All right, I'm gonna move the chair to the other side. So those of us that may need the chair or the wall, you can always use that for stability. And if you want, you can move with me and maybe just keep it really low. So hip width distance apart, opposite leg away from the chair is going to move out to the side. You're gonna keep that knee soft. The front knee is soft as well. Your hips are forward facing. Let's tighten a little bit into the glutes here so we can point the tailbone down, draw the navel in, and bring hands to heart here. Once you have hands to heart, you're relaxing those shoulders. You're bringing your Drishti point online. You're just finding that focus for your eyes right at the horizon level. And then when you feel fully stable here with soft knees, you can start to pull up that outside heel. You can always keep it right here. So anywhere along the process, you can stabilize. You can even keep the foot down if you'd like. You can bring that heel right above the ankle joint here. And you could decide whether it's the ball of the foot or maybe you're just on the tippy toes of that foot. So you'll notice even that slight shift will still bring more weight to your stabilizing leg. Let's find a couple more breaths while we stabilize. And then when we're ready, let's start to open up the arms nice and slow, keeping in mind that Drishti point. That'll help us focus, help us balance. But now we're stretching up with palms, fingers, fingertips, feeling that whole upper torso reach up, navel draws in towards the back, and the lower portion is nice and stable. Let's go ahead and exhale. We're going to slowly bring that palms together, hands to heart. See if we can find that focus and then gently release. All right. Let's go ahead and come back to the seat. And actually, instead of coming to your seat, if you have your way of finding a bed or a flat surface that you can lay on, it's Shavasana time. So it's time for Yoga Nidra or Shavasana, our little meditation portion.
Yeah. Thank you. Isn't it pretty?
I know.
Thank you, lady.
Yes,
Appreciate it.
of course. That's what we are to do things together, right?
Sounds like good.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. I see everybody's getting comfortable, and hopefully those of us in an office might be getting comfortable. Those of us at home are hopefully getting comfortable. Wherever you find your space, hopefully you're able to find a quiet space where you'll not be disturbed. If you happen to be in a chair, maybe you're relaxing into the back of the chair, allow the chin to drop forward for this if you're relaxing in a chair. If you can, maybe the palms are facing up. If that feels uncomfortable for you today, you can always do palms facing down for that extra support and stability. You're looking to relax into the back of the body, relaxing the back, relaxing the glutes. And for some of us, relaxing down into the ground, we might have bent knees. Maybe we allow the feet to be a little bit wider apart and the knees to move in towards center. So we could help relax the pelvis and the low back. Maybe we have a bolster for the knees, or we're simply extending all the way down to the ends of the mat, allowing the feet and legs to be further than mat width distance apart. This way we can fully relax into the hips and allow the shoulders to fully relax. Allow the arms to be somewhat open. And maybe checking in to see if we can allow the chin to be lower than the forehead level. This lengthens the back of the neck. And now focusing on the breath. As you allow the weight of your body to sink into the surface below you, giving your full weight. As you might notice any sensations within and shifts that are occurring as you allow your body to sink in. Allow the heaviness. Allow this to release any stress or tension found in the body. Dissolving, sinking deeper and heavier until you feel as though you're touching into a sense of softness. You allow the breath to be deeper. You allow the breath to be slower. Imagining as you exhale, the tension and stress lessens. Escaping from your body with each and every breath. And as you find your inhale slowing and deepening, you feel the tension and stress dissipate, leaving the body. And you might feel as if you're slowly dissolving into your space, letting go the form of your body, and just moving into breath. As you notice your breath, we're bringing our one pointed resolve back with the breath. I anchor into my breath, creating calmness and peace. I anchor into my breath, creating calmness and peace. I anchor into my breath, creating calmness and peace. Relaxing into your breath, relaxing into your body. As you come to the crown of the head, relaxing, forehead, softening, releasing through the facial muscles as the jaw relaxes. The neck releases to the base of the neck. You allow your breath to move through the nostrils, sinuses, the throat. And now you feel this expansion into the lungs, relaxing. You feel the breath in the center of the chest. Relaxing the navel. The breath inhales and exhales. And as it does, you feel a gentle rise and fall of the navel, of the stomach, of your abs. Allow this full expansion all the way down to the pubis area. And the exhale, softening the front of the torso. You feel the breath as waves of energy and breath, slowly expanding through the torso and releasing through the back of the body. A few more breaths like this, inhaling through the front of the body and exhaling through the back of the body. And now releasing all 10 toes. Relaxation moves into the feet. Relaxing ankles, lower legs, knees, upper legs, hips. And now softening into the back of the body, the glutes. Left and right glute relax. The sacrum releases. The low back relaxes. And with the breath now, slowly moving vertebrae by vertebrae, moving upward through the back, as if you're expanding between each and every vertebrae. You feel yourself lengthening. You feel this expansion between the vertebrae as you slowly move into the mid-back. And moving to the upper back. As we find the space between our shoulder blades. Releasing and relaxing the shoulder blades. Releasing and relaxing to the upper neck, upper back. And then moving back to the base of the neck. All 10 fingers relax. Relaxing into the hands and releasing through the wrists. Softening the lower arms, relaxing elbows, relaxing upper arms, releasing the shoulders, base of the neck, and now relaxing the neck space, the back of the head, and back to the forehead, the third eye space. Inhaling and exhaling through the third eye space, between the brows, above the bridge of the nose. And as you breathe here, bringing that breath of energy in through that third eye space, deep within the center of the mind, to your pineal gland shaped like a very small pine cone. Allowing this energy connection, and then allowing that to expand into the mind, bringing light. Allow that light now to expand from the mind and into the body. And as you expand this white light into the mind and body, allow this to envelop the entire body. And as this relaxes the body, you feel healing, you feel peace. You're feeling calm within the throat. Maybe a cooling, soothing as you breathe. Maybe slowing the breath a little here as we come back to our original resolve. I anchor into my breath, creating calmness and peace. I anchor into my breath, creating calmness and peace. I anchor into my breath, creating calmness and peace. And just taking a moment here as you take deeper breaths and possibly start to move the fingers and toes. Just remind us of that we can always come back to peace and calm by anchoring into our breath and simply taking deeper breaths, expanding and relaxing the body. And as we find these deeper breaths and movement within the body, and maybe you find that stretch overhead, lengthening, maybe contracting the body. For some of us, we can bring knees to our chest. Maybe some of us are just giving ourselves a hug here. So if we happen to be on the ground, maybe knees to chest as we gently rock side to side, allowing ourselves to find that little bit of back massage as we come to one side or the other in fetal position. And then when we're ready, we can start to rise. Thank you, everyone. Yoga Nidra is complete. Om Shanti Shanti. Thank you, Jerry and Paula and Anna, Connie, Evelyn, Carrie. Almost called Carrie Kelly. So we'll see you here next Monday and Wednesday. Back to normal schedule for right now. So here at the Senior Center at 12:30.
They are open then.